On a desolated bridge, a man walked with his gun raised, cautiously looking around for any sign of movement. He shot two men wearing military clothing and continued on his way when he got shot. He crawled to hide beside a car, and as he looked up in a daze, he seemed to be hallucinating. 2 days before this bloodshed, a young man named Ovi Mahajan was hanging out with his friend after school before going home. When he arrived home, his father's assistant, Saju, questioned where he was and reminded him to come home straight after school, just as his father said. Ovi only nodded yes, but when the night came and Saju left the house, Ovi sneaked out with his friends to a club. His friends were asking Ovi if he had already talked to the girl he liked. And when he said no, one of his friends brought him outside the club to have a smoke. 2 policemen arrived and acted kindly toward the 2 minors. Suddenly, one of the policemen shot Ovi's friend and captured him. Ovi's father, a drug lord who is in prison, threatened Saju to find his son, or he would have Saju's son assassinated. In Saju's own home, he reassured his wife that he was going to protect their son and that he knew someone who could rescue Ovi. In a remote place stood a single home where a guy named Tyler lived. A woman named Nick visited Tyler and told him about a new mission. Tyler is to extract Ovi Mahajan from his kidnappers in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Before Nick leaves, Tyler asks her why she was so committed to this kind of job, but Nick asks him the same question. Tyler answered that he needed his money, but Nick knew him well enough to know that the only reason he's still taking dangerous missions is because he was hoping that he'd finally be killed in one of those missions. The next day, at Fitzroy Crossing, just outside the Bangladesh city limits, Tyler and Nick were having a meeting with their team about their new mission. They were going over the information they got about Ovi Mahajan's father and the rival gangster leader called Amir. Tyler then set out to rescue Ovi, or, in their words, extract him. Tyler was sitting by the street in Dhaka, Bangladesh, when he received a call telling him to walk towards a laundry shop across the street. He did, and when he got across the street, a van pulled up in front of him, and rival gang members tied him up and put a cloth over his head. They brought Tyler to their hideout and demanded that Tyler give them the money, but Tyler refused to give them anything without seeing Ovi yet. So, the gang decided to show Ovi. After seeing Ovi, a cloth was put on Tyler's head again. And 2 of the gang members took him somewhere. A sniper killed one of the 2 gang members, and Tyler knocked the other one out. Tyler ambushed and killed everyone inside, except for the one kid in the group. Outside the hideout, the other gang members were sniped by Gaten, the sniper on Tyler's team. Tyler freed Ovi and hid him inside the trunk of a car. Meanwhile, the rival gang leader, Amir, was watching as one of his subordinates threw a kid off the rooftop. One of those kids stole money from Amir, and now all the young members of the gang are being interrogated. The oldest of the children, Farhad, admitted that the one who stole the money was the kid that got thrown off the roof. Amir told Farhad to cut off 2 of his fingers as a reminder of what would happen to anyone who stole from him. They were interrupted as the Dhaka colonel reported to Amir that they had lost Ovi. Amir dismissed Farhad and told the colonel to close the city to stop Ovi and Tyler from escaping. Tyler stopped the car in a secluded alley and got Ovi out of the trunk. After prepping himself, he took a video of Ovi, asking him his name and birthday, before proceeding to extraction. In Fitzroy Crossing, Nick and the others set up a satellite to watch over Tyler. Tyler and Ovi slowly walked through the woods, heading to the river, where Tiago was waiting for them in a boat that they were going to use to leave the city. Gaten will serve as the eye watching over the boat. But then a masked person sneaked inside the boat and killed Tiago. Worried, Gaten moved in to take a closer look but got shot instead. Through the satellite, Nick saw 2 inbound police boats. Tyler called for Gaten, but the latter was already dead. Nick told Tyler that there was someone else in the woods. Tyler and Ovi stayed low. They waited for the right time before running off. Meanwhile, the boat was already found, and Tyler needs to bring Ovi somewhere else that is safe. Tyler and Ovi hid behind a rock, and the masked man, who turned out to be Saju, revealed himself. Ovi tried to get to Saju, but Tyler stopped him, and they went back to the car. Tyler drove off as police cars chased him. Ovi wanted to get off the car and go to Saju, but Tyler told him that Saju and the cops weren't to be trusted. If Ovi wanted to live, he would have to stay with Tyler. Tyler continued to drive fast as Nick instructed him on where to go. When he got cornered, Tyler hit a police car behind him, got off the car, and went inside a building with Ovi. Saju, on the other hand, hid beside a police car to avoid getting caught by the police. Tyler killed all the cops that got in their way, looking for a way out, when Saju suddenly attacked them. Saju and Tyler fought and fell off the railings down to the street. The two of them engaged in a blade combat when Tyler got hit by a car. Saju saved Ovi from the cops and pulled the kid along and started leading him somewhere. But then a truck hit him. Tyler was driving the truck, and he told Ovi to get inside it. They drove off, trying to escape from the police that were chasing them. When the truck got into a tunnel, Tyler and Ovi jumped off, and the truck exploded. The explosion was reported to the colonel, who was in the car with Amir. Amir ordered the colonel to check the truck, as he wanted to see the bodies. When they were done investigating the truck, the colonel reported to Amir that there were no bodies and that Tyler and Ovi were still alive. Amir gave out an order to kill Tyler. Meanwhile, Tyler and Ovi stayed in a warehouse for a while. Nick called Tyler and told him that they were played by Ovi's father. Ovi's father got Tyler's team to rescue Ovi from his kidnappers, but he also sent Saju to get Ovi from Tyler because he didn't want to pay Tyler's team. Nick also told Tyler that his team was dead and instructed him to leave Ovi behind. But Tyler remembered a kid enjoying the beach and decided that he didn't want to leave Ovi behind. Saju rented a room for the night and called his wife, telling her to get the cash and leave if he didn't come back in the next 12 hours. He talked to his son and tried not to cry. Back to Tyler and Ovi. Tyler received a call from Nick telling him that a helicopter would come to get them. Tyler woke Ovi up and left the warehouse. They got in a van, and as Tyler was trying to start the engine, they saw a bike ahead of them. Tyler got the bike down and realized that the passenger was a kid. Farhad arrived with a few kids and shot at Tyler. Tyler easily beat the kids up but didn't kill them. Tyler and Ovi then escaped through a sewer. Tyler called Nick and told her to call Gasper, whom he once saved. Gasper came to help Tyler and Ovi hide for the night. Farhad got taken to Amir, who gave him an order to scour the market. Farhad lost a finger because of Tyler, and in anger, he requested to be the one to kill Tyler. Tyler went to the room Ovi was staying in and told Ovi about himself. Tyler had a son who died at the age of 6. Tyler wasn't even there when his son died, and after his wife left him, he never saw her again. Since then, Tyler has been miserable. Then Tyler went to talk to Gasper, who reminded him that Ovi is the son of a drug lord who is in jail. Life would never be easier for Ovi. So Gasper advised Tyler to just shoot Ovi in the head to kill him painlessly. Because he thinks that is the only way to make things easier for the kid. Tyler firmly disapproved. Gasper tried convincing him by talking about how much money they'd get if they just killed Ovi, and that's when Tyler knew Gasper betrayed him just for money. Gasper and Tyler fought, and when Tyler was losing, Ovi came in holding a gun. Gasper tried to get to Ovi, and in panic, Ovi shot him. Ovi cried as the realization that he just killed someone came through, and Tyler comforted him. Tyler called Saju, telling the latter that he had gotten Ovi and that he needed help. At dawn, Tyler and Ovi met up with Saju. Tyler told Saju to take Ovi to the chopper while he distracted the enemies. Saju and Ovi used the car to get to the chopper, while Tyler exchanged fire with the Dhaka soldiers. Saju and Ovi stepped out of the car, as there was nowhere else to drive off to because the city was in chaos as soldiers checked everyone. Saju and Ovi tried to sneak their way to the bridge, but a soldier followed them, yelling at them not to cross the bridge. A few soldiers stopped them and told Ovi to take off his cap. Saju told Ovi to do what the soldiers said, and when Ovi took his cap off, Saju fired at the soldiers surrounding them before hiding behind a truck. Saju told Ovi to hold his position while he killed every soldier in sight. Saju took Ovi inside a bus and told him to stay there. He went out and ran off, avoiding the helicopter's fire. Tyler was also going through the same thing as a technical car was on him. On the other side of the bridge was Nick, who shot the enemy helicopter with a rocket launcher. Tyler fought with soldiers and dropped 2 grenades inside the technical vehicle. He went to the bridge, where Saju struggled his way to Ovi, only to get shot in the head by the colonel, who had a sniper. One by one, Tyler's team went down. Nick crawled underneath a vehicle with a sniper and looked for the colonel in the buildings. Meanwhile, the colonel had a clear view of Tyler and shot him. Tyler sat beside a car in a daze, seeing a blurry memory of his son, and Ovi went to him. Ovi held his hand and cried as Tyler told him to run to the chopper. Their chopper landed, and Ovi ran towards the chopper where Nick was waiting for him. Tyler stood up and advanced towards the enemies. Ovi waited near the chopper as Nick covered Tyler from a distance. Nick and Ovi were relieved to see Tyler walking towards them. But that relief was short-lived, as Farhad came to do just as he wanted, which was to pull the trigger on Tyler. Seeing what happened, Nick shot at Farhad, and Ovi ran towards Tyler, only to get stopped by Nick. Nick looked at Tyler, who gave her a nod. His son's face was the only thing on his mind as Tyler fell down the river. Nick and Ovi ran to the chopper, and they left the place safely. After what happened in Dhaka, Nick and Ovi were devastated after losing Tyler. Ovi went back to school, while Nick set out on a mission to kill Amir. She shot him dead in a restroom while Ovi dived into the pool. He stayed under the water for a few minutes, and when he resurfaced, he saw a man standing by the pool.